Hello folks, welcome to the Whiskered Woodcarver. I'm Jeff C. and you're not. And this is the show. I'm a visual marketing and live video consultant, and this is the show where I carve for 30 minutes and talk to my friends around the globe. So this is always fun. There is my friend Vivica Von Rosen. Hey, Vivica, thank you for stopping by. So what we do on this show is we just, you carve and talk for 30 minutes, kind of a thing where, you know, it's kind of laid back, just kind of chilling at the end of the day. And so we have been giving out, we gave these penguins away that we carved with our first kind of time together. And George won the first one. Carrie Ray won the second. And then I'm giving away to my pal Liz Wilcox. We finished this little sand. It's kind of hard to see here. Where is the, it's like this. Here it is right here. That we kind of finished up, and she won that one. So now we're carving a new project. I'm finishing up one of my snowmen right here. You'll see Mr. Happy Little Snowman. And we'll be working on him before we start our painting party where we kind of paint some of these. But yeah, so let's just go to the carving cam. So first, but I want to bring up some comments. Carrie Ray says, carve, chat, and chill. That's a good name for a show. We may have to switch the name up. That's great. Hey, mini beard. Okay, I gotta see you, Damien, see how far yours is progressing. Hope you've been watering it. And there's my friend Liz, who won the actual thing that we just showed, the Santa. Yeah, so yeah, no problem, Liz. I need to get your address when you have a chance. Drop that in the comments, and we will be going to that. So let's start on the snowman and go to the old carving camp. So we go for about 30 minutes because I want to show how much you guys can get done in just 30 minutes a day. So we are going to go ahead and put our safety equipment on. And today's topic is the simple joys. If you guys don't know, my pal Mark Schaefer has tested positive for COVID, and he's doing okay. He had a thing a live video this morning that he was talking, and he mentioned one of the things he thinks is going to come out of this is people are going to realize the simple joys, like going and hanging out at a pub with your friends, going to a baseball game, stuff like that, the simple stuff in life. And so I thought that would be a great thing to talk about today, would be what are your favorite simple joys? What do you like, you know, just to chill? You know, mine, of course, would be carving. It's one of my simple joys. And I would love to know what yours are. So right now we're putting a little bit of rubbing compound on the little leather strop here, and I'm just gonna buff it out a little bit. Yeah, Michael Jackson glove. So Vivian says, I'm impressed you can carve and chat. I can't even talk and walk at the same time. Yeah, if I had to chew gum, Vivia, it would be a bloodbath. Justin Brown, my pal from Australia, his channel, if you guys, he's taught me a ton about YouTube and video gear and all sorts of things. So you need to check out his YouTube channel. Justin, if you're still here, drop that in the link in the comments if you would. So here's how far we got. So he's still kind of square at the top a little bit. So I need to probably try to round off the brim of the hat today. Try not to knock off the nose there, which is easier said than done, but that's the project. So, oh, Carrie says, I miss playing with my twin niece and nephew. They're 1.5 years old. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Are they far away from you, Carrie, or are they close by? And it's just, I mean, that is tough. Avery goes, I miss watching sports. Yes, son. I know it's gonna get. I'm a little worried about how safe people are gonna feel once this is all over, getting back in big sporting events. But we'll see. But yeah, a lot of people I hear are missing sports. So I'm rounding down his little snowy cheeks right here. So I think it's funny. One of the things that I've a lot of times when I will go out for walks, I'll do like some of my calls for my, you know, either business calls or just like checking up on clients or something. And it's always funny to me they'll hear the birds that when I go walking, and I take them for granted. But like my pal Elisa Meredith, I was talking to her about a show we were doing, and she goes, "Oh, birds! I hear birds." And so that's one of those things you take for granted until it's gone. And so I think that's one of my favorite simple joys, because it almost sounds like a tropical rainforest some mornings when I get up. The birds are so loud. So yeah, let me go see what I think Justin left a comment here. But yeah, simple joys today. What are your simple joys? Damien says, I miss talking to strangers. Got to be careful about that, because you and I with the big beards, we look a little scary. You can get in trouble for that. Jody says, family Jeep rides with the top off, blaring the tunes and Andy's frozen custard. Yeah, so that's a subtle hint from my wife that I need to take the top off the Jeep so we can go for rides. Today would be a nice day, actually. That is one of the simple joys. I actually have a Spotify playlist that's just for the Jeep. That's all mostly 80s tunes, but we've got some Earth, Wind, and Fire thrown in there for my wife. She's a big Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. In fact, one year they were close by, and I took her to a concert. That was pretty hilarious. Yeah, Justin Brown. So, let's see some other comments here of, yeah, so he goes, good news, my truck gets 21 days to the gallon. Damn, that is funny. Yeah, I mean, on a good week, I'm like, oh, I didn't have to move my Jeep at all. This isn't really hard for me, but I know for a lot of people, they're missing going out. So I'm trying to make sure I don't jack up this nose. So this top part, his brim of his hat is a little thick. You can see on this one, I did a pretty good job of flattening it out, but I still need to get it. I need to make a little spot for the brim of the hat. So not quite there yet. And I was talking yesterday. This wood is super hard at the top. It's like carving the top of a baseball bat. I don't want to slip and cut my hand again. Maybe that's why people tune in. They are looking for the, oh, will they cut his hand today? And some pieces of wood are they're just denser. Justin goes, this lockdown is prime online shopping time for my wife. Working was cheaper. Yeah, and you have a little one, Justin, don't you? What time is it in Australia? It's got to be, I can never figure out Australia time. It's like, it's either tomorrow or yesterday or last week. I can't ever, it's like going back in time. Let's see here. So I'm trying to round off this brim here of the hat without slicing it off. Two kids that you know of. I was joking the other day about, not only is toilet paper sold out, but all around the country with these kids at home, duct tape is starting to get really, really scarce too, because parents are using that. It's 8 a.m. Wednesday. Well, thanks for getting up and watching this show. Are you able to film a lot of videos in the lockdown, Justin? Wednesday. Today is, Tuesday. Okay, I know what it is. So you've been home a few weeks with your spouse and kids. Now multiply the amount of spouses by 3 and the amount of kids by 5, maybe 6 to 12 in-laws, and think about doing this for 3 years. Who thinks Osama bin Laden called the Navy SEALs and gave them his own address? You're hilarious. That's what you just need to write a quarantine joke book. One thing is, it's getting hot in my office, my little man cave. I need to get another air conditioner because it's like 80 in here in Texas. And I had to shut it off a little bit for a show today. So right now I'm trying to just round off this hat a little bit. It's just not coming off like I want it to. So what are some other simple joys for people? Justin, I don't think you ever gave yours. We got Jeep rides. We got sports, watching sports. Like I said, this was Mark Schaefer made me think of this today when I saw him give an update on his status of being sick. Yeah, it's hot here in Texas. It is. Damien. All right. I still want to get a little bit more thinness on this hat. Beach. Oh. That would be nice. Can you go to the beach or is it closed down there? In Australia. You guys have been hit with it. I mean, you had the fires and then this. Hey, George. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good dinner. So Kristen goes, Damien could write several joke books. Retail, quarantine, RV life. The list goes on. I agree. You like the Whiskered Woodcarver? Yeah, I think it's a good name, too. So Justin says there are closing the beaches in Australia. You're pretty close to them too, aren't you, Justin? I think we talked about this before. The comments are heating up. So George, we're talking about simple joys. I was listening to Mark Schaefer today, and he was talking about it. Well, he's under quarantine. He's ready to get back to pubs and some games. He's a big baseball guy. So what about you? What is a simple joy that you like to do? See, burgers, cooking burgers. That's a simple joy. That sounds really good. I took a roast over to my dad, and he's actually smoking a pork butt today that we're gonna split, which I'm looking forward to. Hey Yvonne, how are you doing? Sure, George delivers. I'm sure he'd deliver it. Whiskey and carving? No, I'm not gonna. That's not gonna happen. Not during, at least. All right, Justin. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good. Yeah, apparently he's got to go feed the kids. Apparently it's got to be done daily. Great to y'all. See y'all. Stay safe. You too, my friend. Thanks for stopping by in your early morning and checking this out. Appreciate it. This is why I wear that thumb guard on the other hand, is to try to trim some of this, not cut my thumb open. So Yvonne says, simple joy, good food, always enjoy food and could eat like a tasting meal for hours. Yes. One of the things I'm really hoping this opens up again, I got asked to speak at Lou Mangello's event in October at Disney, and it's during the Food and Wine Festival, I think at Epcot, and I'm like, oh, I want to go to that so bad. So Vivica says she enjoys the simple joy of cooking a nice meal. Oh wait, I don't cook. Never mind. Hey, but you can eat a nice meal. That's what's important. Well, that's why I have to do these at 5, because I'm the one who cooks at our house, so I have to, right after this, I go cook us. I don't know what we're having tonight. I haven't decided yet. We'll figure something out. So I need to, I'm taking some more wood off around here to bring that brim out a little bit more. And George says he really likes smoking meats. I really like doing that as well. I cheat a little bit. I have an electric smoker, but it's still is a lot of fun. I usually for Thanksgiving smoke a turkey. It's hard to smoke a turkey. You got to roll it really thin. Hey Joshua. Yvonne says you need assistant for that one, right? Yeah, I can. So Vivica goes, I can. Really good at eating right now. The quarantine 15. Yes. I think we're all... So I've been trying to walk a little more, but mainly to keep the carbs off. You know what one of my simple joys is popcorn. Now that we're talking about food. And we've been eating a lot of popcorn because we have the best popcorn is like not air popped or microwave. It's with oil, and you know, you can either, like my dad used to do it with the pan on the stovetop. I have a stir crazy one that like stirs it with the oil and stuff. And I did all this research on the best popcorn, and I've got butter flavored coconut oil, and we put butter on it. I mean, it's pretty amazing popcorn. But that's a simple joy right there. Eating your weight in popcorn every night under quarantine. So we got that. I need to kind of get some more wood here off the back. Vivica says smoked turkey is the best. I have a great one that I actually fill the water pan in my smoker with orange juice, and I put the turkey. I smoke the turkey with this glaze of like this orange honey spice glaze, and it is amazing. Whirly Pops make great popcorn. I don't know I think I know what that is. It's that pan that you have the crank on the outside, isn't it, Carrie? Yeah. Joshua goes, I walk to the wood shop or fridge. That's about it. Yeah. That's kind of the exercise a lot of us are getting. Or chasing after kids. All right. So I still got some marks from the bandsaw. That's what I cut out the blanks with usually. And so I need to kind of, and it's a weird spot to get your knife in, so I'm going to go to I have a smaller one somewhere. Here it is. These are those Helvey knives that I always talk about. I think they're just gorgeous. They hold a edge really, really nice. So I'm just going to sharpen this one up a little bit. I think I can probably get in there a little better. Yeah, Carrie goes, oh my gosh, orange honey spicy turkey. Yeah, pretty amazing. And one year I did get since we're close to Louisiana, I did get the old turducken. That was amazing, where it's a turkey stuffed turducken, stuffed with a duck and then a chicken on the inside. And if you cut it just right, it had like this, there's a famous place here that does it, and it was like you get a slice of all the meats and there's cornbread stuffing in between it. Oh my gosh, amazing. Joshua goes, just wait till I put a fridge into my workshop. So yeah, Yvonne says, getting hungry. So Kristen says, oh, that sounds delish. For the Thanksgiving, we had a smoked pork loin with orange juice injection and glaze. That sounds good. Pork and orange juice would go good, really well together. That sounds awesome. So now I'm getting distracted because we're talking about all this great food. All right, that's going to fit in there a little better. Sorry, I'm getting out of the camera. Getting excited. So this little one lets me go in a little easier. There we go. Just trying to round out the... You know, doing a snowman, I thought, oh, that's easy. But trying to round stuff up, it's a little trickier than it looks. So Damien says, I have a good book. That's a simple joy I'm listening to. I can only listen when I am walking. So is it a fiction book, or is it a for your business kind of thing? So Kristen, talking about the pork loin, says, yes, it's the best thing we did. That does sound amazing. Yeah, food is a really one of those simple joys, and it's always better to have friends around. I mean, I love having family, and we try to sit down that is a simple joy, trying to sit down together, even under quarantine, and having a meal. But there's something about having friends and family over and having it in your backyard, and the lights are up, and you can, just have, the kind of the old-fashioned fun kind of thing. And we used to have, since we're close to Louisiana, like I mentioned, crawfish boils. And I think our biggest one we had, was it 300 pounds of crawfish we did? I mean, we actually rented a porta potty because my wife didn't want all these crazy people to come into our bathroom. And it was amazing. That was fun. So Damien says it's a business book. Not a simple joy, but a major one. Yeah, so if you haven't ever been to a crawfish boil, a real crawfish boil where they put like potatoes and sausage and spicy crawfish and they just shuck it out over the tables and you just eat them. Oh, it's so fun. It's so good. Well, Josh, if you don't want to be drinking beer in your wood shop, that's beer and power tools don't mix. All right, getting there. The hat's we're cleaning it up. So I've decided that I am going to also, just like I did with the other ones, I'll be giving this snowman away for the person who shares this out the most. And or does the most creative share. So make sure that you share this video out, and you could win Mr. Snowman here. And Rhonda, I don't know if she's here right now, but she was wanting me to do one of these for a Christmas present, but I'm going to give this one away. Just have to make another. So we've got reading, we've got a lot of food is a simple joy. Walking has become a simple joy of mine. So I need to round this up a little bit. It's about 8 minutes left and we'll be done with this session. Feeling pretty good about what we've accomplished. Clean up around here. Still a little... So I'm holding it up and looking. I'll show it for the camera. Kind of trying to see... One side's fatter than the other. I mean, I don't want it to be perfect because snowmen aren't perfect. Even Olaf was a little lopsided sometimes. So I just want to make sure it's not looks like a big block of wood. So Jim says, I love a great game of doubles, tennis with good friends, then have a little party afterwards. So I think I'd probably be exhausted. I don't know how much I could party after that. You got to run a lot in tennis. So Carrie goes, food is not an issue over here again, round like your snowman. Hashtag stop the food. Yeah, Joshua says I need to walk and use this wood shop sometime. I never know. Alrighty. Trimming this hat up some more. This side needs a little bit more. This is where this little knife comes in handy. It always gets me nervous when I start getting a little thinner on the top because I've had some split on me and you have to fix it. There we go. That's looking pretty good. So when it starts catching a little bit like that, then I know it's time to just do a couple more sharpening swipes on the old leather here. So here we go. About 6 minutes. These are happy little cuts, George. Little happy cuts. So, George, have you been inspired to start carving again? I know you had that really cool ship in a bottle. I mean, I know you're pretty busy with your editing and stuff, but have you thought about that anymore? Put this one down and get back to... Sometimes a little longer one can help kind of thin some of this out. A snowman is the penguin until paint. Yeah. I usually try to... I didn't paint the like the Santa one we were doing because I've mentioned before I'm not that's probably the least favorite part of carving for me is the painting. So I try to do it all at once. So I'm saving some up for when I want to do some like a painting session. So there we go. There it is. I'm just trying to thin up this rim a little more. Oh, that's a great point. So, George goes, so my wife asked me not to carve until after the COVID is done in New York. If I slip and slide myself to the wrist. Yeah, it's a risk that's not worth taking. I'm pretty careful, and I got this glove, but there's always a slight risk, especially when you're talking at the same time, like I do. Joshua goes, this inspired him to do a video while I'm talking and doing some CNC stuff. Yeah, CNC stuff. That stuff is, I watch a lot of that over on, there's a lot of Instagram. I love to watch those CNC machines work. I really want to get my, figure out how to do it over at my dad's shop with doing some turning. It's because working with a lathe is a lot of fun. I actually went to, when I was in high school, I learned some techniques at a place called Silver Dollar City. I was watching their lathe guy work and learned some techniques and actually came back to my shop class and taught people how to do it because I'd never seen it before. So it was pretty cool. My parents still have some yes, that is very true. Damien says, and I'm in a small town in Texas, not New York City. Yeah, there's I have a better chance of getting a doctor right now than George would do. Very good point. Yeah, I've seen some of your stuff, Josh, that Dad has showed me some of those. Yeah, it's very, very cool. So there's a little spot here that I want to thin down. So this is looking pretty good. We're going to get done by the, for sure, the end of the week. I got to start figuring out what we're going to carve next after this. So it's just a little more. Somebody asked me the other day, how do I get rid of all these chips and wood chips and things? And I've got a really cool like mini shop vac that takes me like one, like a minute. Just sucks all this stuff up and I'm done. So Yvonne says, coloring has been a simple joy of mine and a lifesaver when anxiety hits. Very cool. There's some apps. I think there's one called, is it Pigment, that I have for my iPad and using the pencil. It's very, very cool. So George says, our hospitals are about max right now. There's an EMS directive to paramedics. If there's a cardiac arrest and the medics can't treat it in the field, they are pronounced dead at the scene. So yeah, no knives right now. Smart, George. That's awful. That's scary. I hope you're safe. Yeah, stay in bubble wrap, George. Don't do anything. Don't get on up a chair or anything to change the light bulb. Just, sit in your chair. Have a great one, George. Thank you for stopping by. Eat those hamburgers. Enjoy them with your family. It's about 35 seconds. We'll wrap her up for tonight's wood carving session. Yeah, drawing is very good for anxiety. All right, 4 seconds. Look how far we got done today. So we're getting really close on the hat, rounding things down, getting close to getting some detail on it. So that is the show. As always, we end our show doing a little got stuff on there. A little sharpening of the knives. Liz says, my friend makes affirmation positivity coloring pages for people positively delighted. They are definitely a simple joy in my life. That is very cool, Liz. Yeah, coloring, it's kind of like carving. It's, you can do stuff and you just kind of focus, but it's not really hard. Let me get out of the carving cam here. And so that's cool. So is it called Positively Delighted? That's pretty awesome. And Yvonne's talking about coloring. She goes, that's why I started. It stops my brain from overthinking, and I need to focus to color in the lines. And he asks, when do I carve in the scarf on the? That'll probably be the last thing. There's a little raised edge. I'll go around with a V tool here, and on the hat, and kind of take it down to that, and then it'll be ready to paint. Kind of do that last. So that's kind of when I do that, Damien. And as always, guys, thank you so much for all the great. And Liz says that is her brand, so I'll have to check that out. So I thank you guys for all the great comments, everybody stopping by today, all the shares, just the fun times sitting and talking and carving together. It's one of the highlights of my day. And I want to ask you guys to do 4 things. Number 1, remember that we're apart, but we're not alone. Number 2, I want you to wash your hands. Number 3, I want you to hug them if you can. If you got people around you that you're able to hug, make sure you do that. And lastly, pray for our doctors and nurses on the front lines. George mentioned some of that today. And with that, I thank you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening. Talk to you later. Bye.